Namaskar. Here comes today's story written by me when life gives you limes. Once upon a time, in a quaint village far from the hustle and bustle of the cities, lived a little boy and a little girl. They were siblings. The family was ordinary, and so were their days. They had land, but not much cash to call their own. They made the best of what they had, growing whatever seasonal crops or plants they could. Mother and father worked tirelessly from early dawn till sundown. The children also pitched in, helping with tilling, sowing, harvesting, sorting, and doing all the odd jobs they could lay their hands to. But the work seemed always more than the reward. Occasionally, relatives came from distant places, mostly cities, and stayed with them. The family, however, never gathered enough, nor had the time to step away from their land. When the visitors came, they always brought stories of big, beautiful worlds, majestic mountains, great rivers, gorgeous valleys, cities bursting with colors, events, and so much life. The family listened keenly and wondered. Then, after some quiet contemplation, they returned to their routines and carried on as always. This baffled many of the visitors. They wondered why, after hearing so much about so many things, the family was never tempted or curious to explore beyond what was told to them. They asked, but received no reply. One day, a particularly determined visitor was hell bent on getting an answer. He brought cheerful news of faraway lands and an endless supply of wonderments and merrymaking ideas. He nudged, pushed, and continued his pursuit of tempting the family. After several days, when the attempts never stopped, the father invited the visitor to accompany them to the field. The visitor happily agreed. Once in the field, he saw simple openness, nothing fancy, yet everything felt peaceful. He took a deep breath and sat down by the field. The family was busy with their daily chores, but amidst the hard work, they would pause from time to time to relax and chat. They looked happy. The visitor grew anxious. After a while, he fidgeted, asked random questions, yawned, and couldn't bear the slow pace any longer. He went to the father to talk. The man, laughing at his restlessness, asked him to walk to a corner of the field where a lime tree was flourishing. It was a beautiful tree, full of limes. In the ordinariness of the surroundings, the sight of the tree, heavy with green and yellow tangy orbs, was refreshing and filled the visitor's heart with joy. The father came near, plucked a few limes, and asked the visitor to sit on a large rock. He pulled a small knife from his pocket and sliced the limes in half. Then he took out a small pouch of salt mixed with crushed chilies. Sitting beside him, he instructed the visitor to press half a lime onto the salt mix, place it on his tongue, and squeeze slightly to release the juice. The visitor followed the instructions. As he did, the tanginess of the lime, enhanced by the spicy, salty mix, catapulted his taste buds into an amazing wonderland. It was so delicious he found it hard to stop. Savoring one half, he quickly lunged for the other and finished that too, until his mouth felt entirely tart and acidic. He was about to grab another when the father gently stopped him. Then the father said, "When life gives you a lime, relish it to the hilt, but do not overdo it, or the acid will burn your taste buds." He looked the visitor straight in the eye as he spoke, then stopped. He handed him a can of water to wash down the taste. Afterwards, They returned to the field to complete the day's work. The visitor understood the family had less from an outsider's view, but from their own perspective, they had enough. A little lime was keeping them happy. Too much would spoil the taste, and they were wise enough to know it. The next day, the visitor said goodbye and returned to his own world of excess and grandiosity. He knew he had to start looking, counting, and stopping at one line at a time while exploring this whole wide world. Thank you.